to the All In Podcast, the show that explores how the top real estate entrepreneurs have gone all in on their businesses. I'm your host, David Morse, with my co-host, Joe Quattrucci, and I invite you to come along with us as we explore the stories of the most elite professionals in the game today to learn how they went all in and how you and I can do the same. So I just have to ask, are you all in? Wow, we are here, we are recording, dude, and I could not be more excited.
How cool is this? We've got the studio set up, we've got the technology we need.
Audio engineer, microphones, like the whole shebang. This is like something that I've envisioned for a few years now, ever since listening to my first couple podcasts. I'm really excited about it. So, dude, tell everyone who is listening, because I know we already have like 1,000 listeners to this episode.
At least.
They're just coming from miles around. Who are you? Like, why are we sitting in the room together?
Yeah, great question. So kind of my story in a nutshell is I grew up in Maine. Out of high school, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I decided to join the Marine Corps and spent 10 years on active duty. Really grew up and learned a lot of life lessons during that time. Got out of the Marines, and I wanted to invest in real estate. And I didn't know exactly what that looked like yet, but I knew it involved getting my real estate license and getting started. So I started my first year in sales. Within the first few months, bought my first foreclosure, and then went on to flip several properties. And through that process, I learned enough to really feel confident coaching and training new agents in the business. And it was through that process where I really found my inspiration, my drive, my purpose, if you will. I really just felt so fulfilled being able to teach and give back to other agents. And so that has ultimately led me out here to Arizona with you, working as the director of growth for the Chris and Cole Network.
That's awesome. Yeah, and what I've always appreciated about Joe, for those of you guys who are just now getting introduced to him, is he's an executor. He always just goes really hard and has a big vision for life. And I mean, dude, we've just become really good friends, and I appreciate that and all the business. And I'm so excited that I get to interview people with you. We get to learn together, because it's just going to maximize like the value that we get out of it and what we're able to provide to other people. So
I completely agree. And I appreciate you saying that. And I'm super excited to be in this with you.
It's awesome. Well, I just want to like share real quick for those people who do find this, like the All In Podcast. What is it? There's thousands of podcasts out there, and what really is the thing that sets us apart? Why should people listen to the All In Podcast? Well, really, when I started to dig down a couple weeks ago and ask myself that question, I knew vaguely like why we were doing this, why I was doing this, but I don't think I realized that this journey really started when I was just a little kid. When I was a little kid, I have this vivid memory of sitting beside a coffee table in our living room, coloring a picture of Abraham Lincoln. Yes, I'm a dork. I had an Abraham Lincoln coloring book. Me and Honest Abe go way back. And in that picture, Abraham Lincoln's sitting next to a fireplace in his log cabin, and he's reading. And all I knew at that time was that Abraham Lincoln became the president of the most powerful, amazing country on earth, the USA, and he started reading by a fire. And I determined at that point, like, I needed to be a reader. And I like vividly remember that. And then as I started thinking about it, like, dude, all the stories, like all the things that I've done throughout my life have kind of stemmed and started in that same fashion. Like, I remember, like, I'm a huge sports fan, like basketball, baseball, football, all those things. And I remember like watching MJ and Paul Pierce and Kobe like on replay over and over and over, and watching these scenes from NBA championships and thinking to myself, oh, I want to be that. I want to do those same things. And so I'd go out to my basketball court, and I would put myself in that scene. I'd take what I saw there and I'd put myself in that scene, and I would hit the game-winning shot. I would bring Jason Kidd to his knees with my sick crossover, and like I was doing that same thing. And I think I can track that all through my life, how I've taken in this like information, I've taken in these ideas, these practices, the work ethic of other people. And just because of the way I'm wired, I have this like voracious appetite and desire to learn and then like give that out to other people. And dude, when I think about the All In Podcast, that's what AI is all about. All In is about you and I sitting here in a room learning from these top performers, these people in real estate that have achieved massive amounts of success in different ways. And us taking that information and then being able to give it to our listeners, give it to our community, and to grow ourselves. I know both of us are all about self-growth and self-mastery, and that's what the All In podcast is all about. And now I'm just going on and on. But
well, hey, I appreciate you sharing that story with us. That's really cool. I didn't realize how long ago this started for you, and it just goes to show that success is really a journey. Success isn't success isn't an action you take, but rather a habit you form.
Wow.
And so we've seen that consistently throughout your life, and it's really cool that now here we are today, this journey that started so long ago for you has now come to fruition. And now here we are being able to give back and provide value, which is exactly what we tell our agents to do with their customers and their clients.
It's such a privilege. It's an honor for us to be able to do this. And guys, we have so many amazing shows in the hopper. We've already interviewed some amazing people.
We've got some big names coming up. Absolutely.
Yeah, from all over the country, different paths, different companies, different areas of expertise. And I'm excited to introduce all of you to them. And so, in the All In podcast, you're going to be introduced to some people who have gone all in on their lives, on their businesses, so that you can do the same. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
I don't know if there's anything else to say, is there?
Well, I think the last thing we should say is we look forward to seeing you next week as you tune in to hear our next episode. Next Friday. They drop every Friday, is that right?
That's it. Every Friday.
Perfect. So every week you can rely on David and I to deliver you one new episode with some value, some information, somebody's journey who's gone all in real estate, so you can take that information, learn from other people's successes, and more importantly, other people's failures, and you can avoid making those same missteps that they took, and you can accelerate your business the way that you need to, and whatever that looks like.
100%. And so we invite you to subscribe, smash that subscribe button.
Boom.
And share it with a friend, a colleague, someone that could also benefit from this material. We look forward to going all in with you guys.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to this episode of the All In Podcast. We want to invite you to find all of today's resources from our show page at aipodcast.co. We also ask that you take just 1 minute to leave us a review on iTunes or wherever you get your podcast. This is how we grow and how we're able to bring you the best content each and every week. Now go play all in.